Chris, it looked like he finished the game Sunday.
Yeah, he finished the game, had a little bit of a, fell on his shoulder. And so just kind of woke up, really, really sore. And so we've just been trying to be really careful with it, range of motion, strength, just making sure that he's safe and sound before he goes back out there. Nothing long term, but we're just being careful with him.
Brandon, with Bulaga, is the concern that it's going to be longer than 3 games, or just don't know at this point?
Hard to tell right now. Don't think it's going to be long term right now. Prognosis is good from the long term standpoint, but felt like the minimum of 3 is where we wanted to go with it.
Is it more of the back than the groin?
Yes, it's just it's the back. Is actually his core muscle, the groin, actually fared quite well in the game. Just kind of got folded on a run play. But we're optimistic.
So the plan for Storm to start on Sunday at right tackle?
Yes.
What happens with Harris' spot?
We'll kind of pick up the slack with a combination of DBs with Loey Gilman playing some safety for us, and then we've also got Trey Marshall who will be active in the game, and then Keemon, some of those other guys will emerge, but we're excited to see those other guys play. But the good news is all those guys have gotten a lot of work through the preseason and through the first game. So excited to watch those guys compete.
So you'd prefer to bring a different defensive back on to play the slot as opposed to moving Asante inside, or is that also on the table?
It's on the table, but we really feel comfortable with him outside right now and trying to get him in a comfort zone. He certainly can do that and is doing that for us, but we like him outside right now. Could do that eventually, but not as of this moment.
At this point, you don't have a player that can do what Chris does in terms of playing the slot in one package and then moving to safety. You'd imagine you'd have 2 different players doing those 2 things.
We're just going to try and put our best combination of DBs out there. We kind of feel like with Trey, with Lowe, we've got guys that can play safety, that can play money. We're kind of training Mark Webb to kind of play star money safety. But right now with where we're at, we kind of feel like this is our best combination of guys.
How much is Trey up to speed just with knowing the system and everything, because he was injured when he came
Yeah,
out?
it's been great to kind of translate, what's new for him, and because there is a lot that's new in terms of language. And then there's a couple things from a technical aspect that are new for him. Like, hey, Trey, this is what's different about, where we were. And what's awesome is me and Ronaldo were both with him, so it's an easy translation. And then he's also got Derwin, who he's very close with. So it's been kind of fun to unpack that. And I'm excited to see Trey go out there and compete because he definitely helps us.
Are you I forgot what I was going to ask.
How would you evaluate the way Jerry Tillery played last Sunday?
Yeah, I think Jerry's playing really, really hard. We were able to move him throughout the formation, which was a goal of ours. I feel like he had kind of some of that almost production in the rush, but we're excited where he's at. I mean, his weight's really good right now. His body's good. He's really active. I feel like we've got a good rotation going with him. He played a really good number of snaps in the game, and I just think he continues to improve, get more comfortable within our scheme, and I think just positioning him in the right ways and pass rush too. It wasn't a game last week where it was just kind of a pure on rush sort of game, like third down, we're ahead type game. So we kind of had to play it straight up, and he's playing rugged and tough in the run front. So I'm excited to keep working with him because he's improving every day, and he's totally invested in what we're doing. He's in great shape. And so I think the way he's changed his body is allowing him to make a lot more plays in the run game and play the way we want to play. So I'm excited to see him keep going.
Justin Jones is doubtful for Sunday. If he doesn't play, who do you feel like would take over his spot?
Yeah, well, we've got Cove, who's been doing a really good job as kind of a swing guy for us. And then, we're going to kind of make the decision here in the next, 24 hours about who's going to be that guy that would be up, whether it's Joey G, Forrest, Braden, probably one of those 3 will be who's up on game day.
Are you expecting to have Nas?
Yeah, Nas has done well. We were kind of being more careful than anything with the hip flexor groin thing, but he's practiced well. He looked good out there today, so he's going to go on Sunday.
Brandon, I'm pretty late on this, so with the team captain, but you got 7 or 8 guys. Any reason why this
7.
is pretty long?
Yeah, what we wanted to do is we wanted the guys who had the most representative votes. We wanted them to however many that was, whether it was 4, 5, 6, or 7, when there was a clear separation between the last guy and the next line, that's kind of how I wanted to do it. So those guys that are our captains, those guys got the most votes, and then there was a gap after that. So I feel like it's well represented on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game. And I couldn't be more proud of those guys because I feel like those guys are definitely the group I would have picked, you know, and I felt like to be selected by your peers, your teammates, that's always, you know, the highest honor you can receive within a team because the respect of your teammates is what you're hoping for. And I'm so excited about those guys leading our team because they've earned it.
On 48 hours' notice, any possibility that Schofield will be active, or?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Joe. Just met him today. And so I think that's a stretch for this week, but we're excited to have him and get to work with him.
The package with Derwin at star, is that something you might rely on a little bit more this week with Chris out, or no, am I reading too far?
No, I think reading into it, Daniel, I think we're, you know, certainly we've got other guys that can do that job. Derwin does it at a high level. So I think that we got to go into this game plan is assessing, hey, down and distance, time and score, you know, who gives us the best chance. But that group of guys that's been kind of training with Chris and Derwin, you know, we feel like we've had we have a good number of guys that can go in there to handle the job, you know, whether it's Keemon, TC, you know, Asante, Mark Webb, like those guys have all been training in there. So more than anything for us, we feel good about our depth there. And then as it relates to getting our best combinations out there, you know, Derwin, Lowe, and Nas right now are our best kind of 5, you know, with Asante and Bato out wide.
Chase still the backup for Sunday, or did Chase Daniel?
We have not determined that yet.